The sun was blazing in the sky, and waves of shimmering heat glared down on the railway cutting. We were half dead on our feet. The ganger stood on the bank of the cut, and he snarled at the men below, "You'd better keep them shovels full, or all you cows will go." I never saw such a useless mob. You'd make a fella sick. As shovelmen, you're hopeless, but you're no good with the pick. There were men in the gang who could belt him with a hand tied at the back, but he had power behind him. We dared not risk the sack, so we took his insults in silence. For this was the period when we lived in the Great Depression, and nothing was cheaper than men. We drove the shovels, and we swung the picks, and we cursed the choking dust. Well, we had wives and hungry kids to feed, so toil in the heat we must. But as the sun rose higher, the heat grew more intense. The flies were in their millions. The air was thick and dense. We found it very hard to breathe. Our lungs were hot and tight with the stink of sweating horses and the fumes of gelling light. Still the ganger drove us on, but we couldn't take much more. We prayed for the day we'd get a chance to even up the score. A man collapsed in the heat and dust. He was carried away to the side. It didn't seem to matter if the poor chap lived or died. "He's only a loafer," the ganger said. "A lazy, useless cow. I was going to sack him anyway. He saved me the trouble now." Well, he had no thoughts of the hungry kids. No thought of a woman's tears as she struggled and fought to feed her brood all down the weary years. But one of the government horses fell and died there in the dray. Well, they hitched 2 horses to him and they dragged the corpse away. And the ganger was a worried man, and he said with a heavy sigh, "Oh, I think it's a dreadful thing to see a good horse die. Oh, you men, get back now to your work. Don't stand loafing there. Get in and trim the batter down. I'll get the engineer." The engineer came. He looked around and he said, he scratched his head, "Well, no horse could work in this dreadful heat, or else all of them will be dead. Or they're much too valuable to lose. They cost us quite a lot. I think it's a wicked shame to work them while it's hot, so we'll take them to the creek, spell them in the shade. You men must all knock off at once. Of course you won't be paid." So we plodded to our camps. Seemed to our weary brains we were no better than convicts, though we didn't wear the chains. For in those drear depression days we were unwanted men. But we knew that when a war broke out, we'd all be heroes then. And we'd be handed a rifle and forced to fight for the swine who tortured us and starved us on the sandy hollow line.